All right. So today we're going to be talking about how to be your own publicist. And really and truly, it is about becoming your own advocate, your champion, right? So especially when you're now starting off, you may not have money to hire a management team or a PR team or a publicist to do certain things for you to get you the media attention. So today I'm going to teach you, just some tips that I have used along the way in order to gain not only media attention, audience attention, but also how to create opportunities for yourself. A big part of being a publicist is being able to pitch your client in order to get these opportunities. Some are free, some are just for awareness and exposure, and some are actually paid, right? And that's all part of the package of what a publicist does. So today we're going to talk about that. And just so you know, these are things that I have used on myself. Right? So it's not just things that I've read and I'm just passing on. I've really actually used everything here and they actually work, and I will show you all at the end of my presentation. Okay, so let me not keep you all longer. Let's start. All right, so welcome to Be Your Own Publicist. Okay. This is just a little bit about myself. My name is Lauralee, for those of you who don't know. I have been in the industry for about 10 years in marketing, event management, public relations. I used to live in New York for about 15 years, and so my career path spanned over various industries, from the New York fashion industry. I was on Wall Street for a little while, entertainment, publishing, and media, right? Then when I returned to Trinidad, I got into the event and entertainment industry until eventually I decided to take a leap and bet on myself and started my own creative agency called L3 Creative. And I focus mainly on brand building, marketing, and PR strategies. Aside from that, I am also a talent. So this is why I could really empathize and understand your journey. I am also a voiceover actor. I am a vlogger as of recently. And I'm a media producer. And I was also a radio announcer for a short while on Hot 93. So I understand what it is to have to pitch yourself on both angles. Okay, so what is public relations? Public relations is the art of influencing public perception by using strategic communication, right? So basically, you are trying to influence the media, the audience, customers, that you are of value and that what you have to offer is important and that people should pay attention and listen to you and invest in you, okay? So today, what are we going to cover? We're going to talk about what is a publicist. What is a publicist's scope of work? So I have to say there's various different types of publicists, right? Some focus strictly on media, some focus on pitching for brand partnerships. The scope of works kind of varies. So I'm going to touch on a bit of it. Not everyone focuses on all. Some choose a couple to do that they work really well with. It all depends on, what they decide. We're going to talk about the best map. Okay, so when I'm working with my clients, I've created a sort of like a checklist that I would use so that I know that my approach to building their brand and building this personal brand is holistic, and sort of like a checklist that I use. And I just call it the BEST map, right? The acronym, which is brand, execution, social, and sell. I am not going to be able to go through the entire thing today because it's a lot to go through. So I picked out a few key pointers from each one that we can share today that will help you be able to learn how to pitch and gain the media attention for yourself. Okay, so what is a publicist? A publicist / public relations specialist, as they're also known, is an expert at persuasion and storytelling. Their key role is to convince the media, specific audience, customers, that their client is of great importance and they need to pay attention to them. This is done by creating a narrative about their client that creates a positive image, enhances their reputation, and positions them to be seen. Okay, so this is generally what a publicist's scope of works could be. Anything from creating an electronic press kit for their client, developing a pitch deck, overseeing a client's image, so working with stylists, growing a client's network and connections. I think, that's the part that people think about the most, and it's probably most needed, right? Really, at the end of the day, if you're trying to get exposure, get on specific platforms, get the media attention, it is all about the connections and the network. And that is the PR or the publicist's job to help their client gain that attention, right? And grow their network specifically and strategically. Create press opportunities, plan events, schedule press tours, manage their social media. Again, PR is all about image, right? And social media is a huge part of that. Manage and develop clients' brand. At the end of the day, you're not doing it for fun. You want to make money, right? So it's strategic management there. Pitching clients for brand partnerships, endorsement deals, that sort of stuff. Booking appearances, guest appearances, performances. Again, to come back to the image, it's about content. So producing the photo shoots and video shoots that's going to showcase their client in the best light. And then also writing press releases and speeches for the client. So it's really the whole behind the scenes of everything that's needed in order to make this client, this artist, this musician stand out and shine, right? The best map to being your own publicist. Let me just say one thing, and I have a point here. You have to be prepared to be your own champion, your own advocate, your own cheerleader, because there are going to be moments when not everybody is going to believe in you or think that you're so great or love that song. You know, and the last thing you need is to have that negative energy in your head. And the only way to combat that is to be super strong and be your champion, and every single day push yourself to be the best. Okay, so let's see what the best map is. So here we have, so B is for brand, and this part is where we talk about your mission and vision and your intention for who you want to be, what you want to achieve, what are your goals within your scope. Brand identity, so your logo, your look and feel, the specific colors, right? So L3 Creative, for example, my logo is magenta, black, hence the colors on this presentation, right? So it's cohesive throughout everything that I do. Brand messaging, what is the messaging you want to put across? What do you want people to know you for and come to you for, right? What sort of music or genre? And then your image, right? Which again comes back to the stylist and that image that you're creating for yourself. So that's one part of it that I work with. Okay, so the next part is execution, right? So this is all about your brand collateral. So your media kit, your EPK, your headshots, your website, your demo reel. So this is your music, or if you're a voiceover actor, or your show reel if you're an actor, or a brand video explaining what it is that you do and what is your brand offer. Social, right? So this is all about the exposure, reaching your audience. So whether it's through social media, traditional media, events or performances, distribution, audience reach, right? That's all within that bucket. And then we have S, the other S, which is sell. And this is the part that people really care about sometimes, because it's all about making money at the end of the day too, right? Because it is a business that you are doing. And that comes with research. So knowing your industry, right? Knowing the decision makers within your industry, what are trends that are happening, network. I have this in bold because I can't stress enough that PR, pitching yourself, gaining this attention, creating these opportunities, all comes from your network. If you do not have a network, you're not going anywhere. Okay, so that's number one. Creating your pitch. What is it you're going to propose when you reach out to media that's going to grab their attention and want to be like, oh, hey, let me feature this singer or this songwriter. Build your business, brand partnerships, right? So this is the holistic view of what I do when I'm working with my clients. We go through the best map, right? But today, like I said, we're not going to go through the entire thing because that's way too long, but I'll just touch on some key points that will guide you and help you to be able to start working and pitching yourself. Okay, so I always start with this, set your intention, right? You don't know where you're going unless you have some sort of map, right? And the map should be what it is that you want your life to be, where you want to go, what is your vision of success? You know, have an idea in your head so every single day you know that that is what you're going out for. And so everything you do is intentional based upon that vision. So set your intention. Create a vision board. I'm a huge proponent of this. I have vision boards all over. I constantly create different ones. I do one for career. I do one for personal life. I do one for fun. I do one for travel, right? I do one for money. I do many different vision boards to create what is it that I want to see. So every single day, I'm reminded of why I'm doing what I'm doing. It gives you focus, right? So develop a plan, never lose focus. And I just wrote here, you know, in building your brand and following your dreams, you have to be very clear on why you are doing what you are doing. Having a vision guides the process in order to reach that goal. Also, there will be days when it will be hard. Yes, extremely hard. And you will want to give up. Yes, you will want to give up. And if you do not have a clear vision and a true passion for your music or for whatever it is that you're doing, you can easily give up, okay? Just remember, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? So there are going to be tough times, there are going to be challenges, but just think of the long term and the big picture, and please just keep going forward. That's number one. Okay, so create an electronic press kit. So this is like a calling card, right? So let's say you were to meet somebody out in a grocery and they're like, oh my God, we're producing this TV show and we're looking for a singer to come and sing background vocals for us. And then you're like, oh my God, well, I'm a singer. Like, really? Well, can you send me some information? Instead of saying, here's an email with some stuff I've done and you send a YouTube link for this, or here's a singer reel that I've done in the past or something. This is something that's all cohesive. So it's like your calling card. All are one in one straight spot, okay? So basically an electronic press kit is your calling card as a creative artist, musician, etc. Okay, must-haves, professional bio, right? It must be a professional bio. Samples of your music, art, etc. Performance calendar. So if you're performing somewhere and you want people to go and see, please let them go to your press kit to check that out. Photos, video clips, headshots can also be included. Your social media stats as well, right? Especially if you're pitching to a brand, they're going to want to know what sort of reach you have, right? So that's a place for that. Press, if you have any press or any articles that were done about you, this is a great place to put that. Brand partnerships, so if you've worked with any brands in the past, you've done any commercials, any sort of things like that, you can put that there as well. Contact information, management info if you have that, your website, etc. So I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like. So this is an artist. You can take a look. There's the biography. There are some samples of his artwork. There are the social media stats, 50,000 Instagram followers, Facebook followers, LinkedIn followers. There's the press, and then there would be a contact form. I just didn't put that, right? But so this is an idea of what an artist's EPK can look like as well. And I have one more. Let's see. And this is a music producer. Hold on, sorry. Sorry. Okay. So this is a rapper / music producer, and here he has video links. This is his photo as well. Here are some performances that he's done and the cities he's been in, his biography. Again, here's his social media handles, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, right? So this is just gives you a basic overview of what an EPK can look like, and it's quick and it's easy and it's a short document to send out, and always have this readily available, okay? Right. PR, press, growing your brand, like I said, it's all about networking. It is all about relationships. So if you're not the strongest at building relationships, you need to be able to strengthen that, right? So the success of the next two parts, which we're going to talk about, social and sell, are based on how well you connect with people. Your ability to build truly authentic, mutually beneficial relationships. PR is not advertising, right? So I can pay to have an article done about me in the newspapers, right? And I can control it, but people will know that it's paid marketing. In PR, it is all about earning it. So it's based on those relationships, right? And if you don't have good relationships, you're not going to necessarily get featured in certain or specific publications, right? So you can't pay to be in, let's just say, for example, well, you can be paid in certain things, but let's say something, let's say like in a Rolling Stone, you have to earn that media, right? It's all based on leveraging your network and your relationships. Nothing is ever guaranteed. Okay, research. So where is your audience? This is crucial. You need to know where is your audience in order to know which outlets or media publications to reach out to, right? So what sites, publications, platforms does your audience frequent? You need to know that in order to approach them. Once you know where your audience is at, then you can make a list, right? And say, okay, so I know that they like to read Rolling Stone. I know that they like cooking, right? I know that they like jazz. And you're going to make a list of all these things. And then you're going to start doing your research on who are the decision makers, which we'll get to that slide now, right? So who are the decision makers at these specific publications or outlets that you need to know and get in contact with in order to be featured, right? So you're going to be looking for the station manager, the radio and TV, the editors at newspapers, magazines, publications, writers and reporters, brand marketing managers, right? If you're looking for some sort of brand endorsement, event promoters, if you want to perform on a specific stage, right? Even virtually now, okay? Bloggers, you want people to write about you, even if it's a blogger who has a great deal of influence. Other artists, you want to be able to collaborate as well, okay? And then management team. So even if you can't find a manager who represents you in the beginning, it's good to still keep in contact with them. There might be some tips or another introduction that they might be able to make for you based off of their years within the industry. Okay, so perfecting your pitch. Okay, so let me just say one thing, right? Once you've made your list of the outlets and the publications you want to get in contact and you want to be featured on, you've made a list of who it is that you have to reach out to, right? You're going to draft an email that will consist of your pitch, right? But before you do that, I can't stress enough, build a relationship first. Don't just cold call and send it out, right? It's almost like dating. You have to kind of build that relationship first before you ask, okay? So what makes a good pitch? A short introduction about yourself and what you do. Make it unique. Remember, there's thousands of people that pitch to these writers and media outlets every single day, and you want to make sure that what you have to say is short and concise and to the point and attention grabbing, right? Make it personalized about the person, about the outlet, not just some cookie cutter, something that you've copy and pasted to a million other people. So make a specific reference to that publication and to that person. You can talk about, hey, I saw this article that you wrote and I thought it was fantastic. So make it personalized about them. You want it to be about 250 to 500 words maximum. It needs to be your subject line in the email, right? It needs to be attention grabbing. They must have a call to action. So what do you hope to achieve by sending this pitch out? Add value. Again, it's a relationship, right? So you're earning this press. So it has to be a mutually beneficial relationship. So what is it that if this reporter puts your story out there and features you, how are they going to benefit from that as well? How is their audience going to benefit from that as well? Not only what you're going to gain, right? So make sure you put some effort and thought into how it's mutually beneficial. And then your contact information. Okay, so the approach. You're going to create your network list. After doing research, create contact lists for media, reporters, writers. You can start with the people that you know who are already in the industry and who are gaining attention and performances that you want, and ask them, say, hey, how did you get introduced to so-and-so? What can I do? Can you make an introduction for me? So start within your circle, within your industry first. Okay, build a relationship first, as I said before. You can comment on a post, you can start following them, and you can ask for an introduction from somebody else who may know them, but build a relationship first before the ask. I'll give you a story. There was this guy that I met, and I was building a relationship with him, right? And he asked for an introduction to somebody that I knew. And I made an introduction for him, right? For somebody who was very well known. And the first thing he says is, yo, I would like. There was not even a, how are you? It's great to meet you. There was not even a bit of a conversation. It was just like, I would like. And the person I had introduced him to messaged me and said, I don't really appreciate this, X, Y, and Z. So now this put my reputation, you know, a bit of a sticky spot. So you have to be so careful about when you're meeting people and building that relationship that you don't rub them the wrong way, okay? So build the relationship first before you ask, please. Draft email. So you want to make this as easy as possible, right? So draft an email template with your pitch that's easy for you to send out, and then you're going to tweak a few things within the pitch, within the email, to make it personalized for that media outlet, right? Do not call and do not go in person, right? These people are not trying to be stalked. Emails only. Follow up. Your follow-up game has to be strong, right? Just imagine they get thousands of emails every single day with these requests. They're not going to see every single one. So the chances of them responding after the first time could be a bit slim. But if you do a follow-up email, they'll probably see it the second time around and then get back to you, right? So you want to follow up, but you don't want to be a nag, right? There's a fine line there. Be authentic. Please be yourself. Don't try to pretend to be somebody else or act like what you think they will like. Just be you. Some people will like you and some people will not, and that is okay. But just be you. At least that's the one consistent thing that you can do, right? Because then after a while, you just start chasing this persona of, should I be like this? Should I be like that? And then the whole thing just becomes a mess when people start saying, well, I didn't have that experience with them. So just be you at every single moment. And I repeated it like a million times, right? Don't be fake, be genuine, be real, just be you. People can smell BS, right? Especially when you're asking for something within the media world. When people see that you are who you are, both on and off the stage, they are more likely to trust you and find you relatable. You become likable, which will cause your audience to engage with you, listen to your music, and support your growth, as well as be a champion for you. Remember, at the end of the day, too, what you're really, besides the media attention, you're building a relationship with these people because you want them to be your advocate and your champion and push you in the spotlight in order to gain the attention that you need to grow and develop and build your brand. By the way, do they have any questions? I'm sorry if I'm speeding through. What are some of the software tools, cost-effective, that can be used to keep? Sorry, hold on. Okay, I'm going to answer this at the end, okay? Melly. Sorry. Yes, okay, vision boards. Okay, great. I'm so sorry. I didn't even read your comments. Okay, great. Yes, I'll get back to you with that. Actually, I put a link in the chat box, the one that you could use, okay? Right, so be authentic, be yourself, okay? All right, so just a quick recap of everything that I said before. You're going to set your intention, right? What is it you want to achieve? What does success look like? Create a vision board, just like Melly was saying, she loves these, and then stick it up on your wall and watch it every single day, okay? Create an electronic press kit. So you're going to find somebody to help you write a professional bio. You're going to take your headshots. You're going to get all your social media statistics together, and you're all going to put it together on one presentation, right? You're going to do your research and build your contact list, okay? I remember hearing once somebody said, no contacts, no contracts. So build your contact list, right? network, establish a relationship with these writers, reporters, promoters, brand managers, okay? Establish a relationship with them first before you pitch. And then once you've done that and you've reached that point and you're ready to put yourself forward, write a compelling and personalized pitch. And then definitely follow up. If there is no follow-up, the chances of hearing from them again are somewhat slim. And then stay the course. Do not give up, right? It's a journey. It's a marathon. It's not happening overnight. Okay. Let me take a sip of water. Hold on. I have a question for you. I'm going to put a poll here. Let's do a quick poll. True or false? What do you all think? You need thousands of followers to gain media attention and build a successful brand. Anybody? What you all think? Let me see. Okay. All right, hold on. I did it. False. Let's see what else. False. I think kind of both. Okay. True. How are we looking? 75% false. Okay. Okay, well, it's actually false, right? You do not need thousands of followers to gain attention and build a successful brand, right? And I'm going to use myself as an example. If you go and check out my social media after this, I'll put my social media handles at the end and you'll see I don't have a huge following, but what I do have and what I always say is I am the queen of networking, right? And I'm able to leverage my relationships to gain the attention that I need in order to build my brand and do certain things, right? So I'm going to show you some of the things that I've been able to achieve and you can check out after. So this is some press that I've been able to get simply by pitching myself, right? It's just like putting myself out there and utilizing the network that I've gained. So what I'm telling you today are things that I actually use on myself and they do work, right? And so here's some other opportunities as well. You know, like I said, I was an announcer on Hot 93. I produced a TV show for TV6. So these, again, these are all opportunities that I've gotten simply by doing the same thing. Doing my research, sending out emails. You know, the first thing I often ask too is, I would love to learn more. I always say that. I would love to learn more about your brand. I would love to learn more about media. I would love to learn X, Y, and Z. Would it be possible for me to shadow you one day? What ends up happening is people are glad to have help, right? And somebody come there and volunteer for a day. And then all of a sudden it turns into an opportunity that becomes a paying opportunity or something else that's a brand builder for me. So don't be afraid to offer your services or volunteer just to get yourself into a room of decision makers. If that makes any sense. Yeah? And I have one last question for you all. My presentation is shorter today. Are you ready to live your best life? Okay, that's it. Let's look at the questions now. Yes, the proof is in your product. Yeah, you don't need thousands of followers, correct. If you don't have a PR team, I think people may look at your followers. If you have a PR team, well, so here's the thing, right? It depends on what you're pitching for. So if, let's say, you want to be a brand ambassador for a product, I don't know, let's say a juice, okay? And they want to make sure that they get numbers off of the juice in terms of sales by you promoting it. They might look at your social media stats, yes. However, let me just say one thing. They tend to look more at engagement, right? And I often use these examples of macro influencers who have over 250,000 followers, but their engagement is low. Why? Because the people that follow them are just watching to see what they do, right? They just macro it. They just want to see what they're doing. But they're not really invested in that person or believe wholeheartedly in the philosophy in which they live their life. Whereas you can have a micro influencer who has less followers, but the followers that are there are invested and believe in them and live the lifestyle that they live, so that when they push a product or showcase a product, their followers are more likely to buy it, right? So it's not so much the numbers, it's more about the engagement of the followers that you do have, right? But again, that's product placement and that's something slightly different. But let's say if you're trying to gain media attention because of an article you want to write or a song that you're singing, it's not so much about the followers, but more about what sort of emotion are you going to evoke from their listeners or their audience or that media outlet, right? They're not bringing you on board to try to sell something else. It's about the emotion that you're going to get out. How best to network in the predominantly digital, right? So I love LinkedIn is a great resource. LinkedIn is huge. You can look up anybody. You can look up where they work, right? Their title. You can also see who you're connected to if you need to get an introduction. So LinkedIn is a great one. Instagram as well. Send a DM. Sometimes they respond. Sometimes they don't. Twitter advanced search is another really good one. And then if you, there's a website called Haro, Help a Reporter Out, right? It's more international press, but it still works. And you actually get an email every single day from a specific reporter looking for certain angles or people to feature. And you can sign up for these and maybe you could be selected out of it. Media Bistro is another great one. And Facebook still, Facebook. And then also, just start Googling your specific industry, right? And you're gonna find newspaper articles and you're gonna start seeing who they interviewed. Take those names and then go back into, let's say, like a tool like LinkedIn and start researching who you might know or asking your friends or other people within the industry, right? And also you have MusicTT. You can call them as well to see, hey, I saw X, Y, and Z wrote this article. I thought it was amazing. How do I get an introduction? Or what can I do to, you know, be on the path to meeting those people? So definitely all those ways. How much in advance do you reach out to press about an unreleased song music video? Okay, wait. How much in advance do you reach out to press about an unreleased song or music video? Well, it depends on, listen, how far in advance do you have a song? You know, and what are you gearing it towards? What's happening in the world within the calendar time frame? So that's kind of vague for me to answer, but I would say maybe a month, right? Because they're planned out things in advance. So you can't send it to them now for now, but I would say maybe a month could be safe. Do you send private lines to other press or wait until, I'm not understanding. So you can also tag, okay, so let's say you didn't get the media attention prior to or at the same day that the song is being released. You can definitely tag the media publications on that same day as well. And I would do both, yes. I would send them privately and I would tag them publicly, right? And I would always try to get an email as well. There was another question. Let me go back. Let's see. Okay, so Melly, in terms of the software, sorry, let's go back to this. What specifically were you referring to, like in terms of managing your social media or keep you organized with what? Yeah. I know there's a bit of a delay, so if you don't get back to me. And also feel free to look, my social media is there, and I'm also on LinkedIn, and there's my email. You can send me an email, you can send me a DM on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. I'd be happy to answer your questions after this as well. So, oh, I did. Okay, great. Good. I'm glad I answered the question. But if there are any other questions, please feel to reach out to me. Like I said, yes, I've been in the industry for a long time, but I'm also talent, and I've been an advocate for myself for quite a number of years. So I know what it is to be on that side as well, right? And constantly pushing yourself. And I have to say, I constantly tell people, use me while you can. I am a resource and I am available. So while I'm here on this earth, God forbid, because who knows what's going on, utilize me, ask me any question. Okay, is this for me? No. Is there an industry standard for EPK hosting? Mate? What do you mean in terms of like, you want to get more specific on that for me? With the EPK? Actually, you know what I'll do? You know what I'll do? I will send some links. I'll post some links today on my Facebook, right? I'll post some links that will help you guys after. So we'll follow up with this. So you have extra additional resources. I'll make a note and I'll send that. I'll post that for you guys. And I'll post it in a link on the YouTube as well. So if you need help with EPK, right, networking, media, industry, I'll post all those additional links. Oh, Melly, I'm sorry. I'm only now seeing all your comments. Just was not paying attention because I was looking at your presentation. Sorry. Okay. So I think that's it. So if y'all have any other questions, please feel to reach out to me. There's my socials. And then, like I said, I'll post the additional links for you so you have the resources. Just be your champion. Be your advocate. Push. Right? You're going to get a few no's and rejections, but that is all part of the course. Just do not give up once you believe in yourself, okay? And I wish you all the best. Go out there and be the best artist / publicist that you could ever be. Okay. Bye, everyone. Hope you have a great day.